r/ask Reddit. What is something you never realized about yourself until someone pointed it out? I never noticed that I had a resting angry face. I work at a restaurant and I see new people come and go and I've always wanted to get to know them but they never interacted with me. Then one day a server came up to me and said, "You know, when I first saw you I was afraid of you because you always looked so angry. Ever since then I've been more mindful of my RBF." Same. A lot of people have told me they thought I was mean when they first saw me. Now they think the RBF is funny. It can be a gift though. When I was in retail I'd use it to make my line go quickly when we were packed. I thought I had a receding hairline. It turns out I was actually pretty damn bald. It's receded all the way. When thinking, I look around sometimes, usually distracted by something moving or just looking while thinking of a word. This part I knew. What I didn't know was when doing this, or looking back to the person I am talking to, one of my eyes does not track the same way. For example, if I'm looking back to the left where the person I am talking to is, my right eye moves from right to left seamlessly and smoothly. However, my left eye may do a sudden roll, look up, and then move to the left. I went to a neurologist a few years ago for an issue with numbness when I lift my arms above my head. I have an extra set of cervical ribs which put pressure on the carotid and a nerve, and he noticed it the second I introduced myself and asked about it. He said he wanted to take a look at it as well, but we never made it that far. Still kinda wonder what it is. If I'm nervous I laugh really loud. Great. Now I'm even more nervous because I can hear it but I can't control it. That I talk with my hands. The more I'm into the conversation the more I flail my hands around. I got conscious about it that every time I find myself lifting my hands mid-convo I just pause. Own it. I talk too much. I always give out way more info than needed and often don't know when I should exit a conversation. Opposite. My laugh sounds like a window wiper. Edit. It's nice to know that people appreciate my hideous laugh. I would honestly like to hear that. When an acquaintance goes in for a hug, I awkwardly say, "Oh, we're hugging." Okay, every time. Didn't even notice until my husband pointed it out. Mayo, I'm gonna start using that. Every time I read those posts that are like unclench your jaw and relax your shoulders I realize that my jaw is clenched and my shoulders are tense. So unclench your jaw and relax your shoulders. Guys. Edit. Hey, thanks for the silver, friend. After speaking, I sometimes end up repeating what I had previously said but by mouthing it silently. My sister is the only one who has pointed that out so she might just be messing with me. I used to do it. I just kinda grew out of it, but I still think about what I had just said and analyze if it was correct. Anxiety is a beach. I don't finish my sentences. The last is implied. It's totally weird. My husband and kids pointed this out. I then notice that my siblings speak the same way. I sometimes do the same, like, my mouth or rather my tongue is too lazy to say the rest of the sentence. So I say, "The dirt in the corner. Should I leave it or?" and just leave it at that. Sometimes people get frustrated and I get frustrated because I have to repeat the entire thing again and add the missing piece. My brothers and I do this. My sister doesn't. When I'm happy with my food, I sway from side to side. I bounce my hand when I'm loving a meal. Never realized it. I just wave it in small up and downs like I'm making sure sauce won't come flying off when I bring it up to my mouth. Someone called me the queen of leaving people on read, which was a shock. BC I didn't have a phone that did read receipts and I thought I annoyed everyone and they hated me and didn't like to hear from me. So, I thought I came off as needy and texting too much, annoying, not cold and distant. Isn't technology wonderful for human relationships? When I was still in high school, I could be very thoughtless and rude. I'd just say things without any thought of how they might make others feel. One day my brother came home from college and literally tackled me in the hallway outside my room, pinning me to the floor to inform me of this. I have no memory of what prompted his action, probably something I said to one of my younger siblings, or his exact words, but it had a profound effect on my life. I didn't immediately do everything perfectly, but after a decade or so I finally figured things out. I still probably say things I shouldn't. Well, definitely, but far less often. I open my click pens while whacking them against the area between my shoulder and my chest, and close it the same way. I don't know how or when this started, but my friend looked at me really weird when I first did it in front of her. I was told by an ex-BF that I have a caveman shaped forehead. I always knew my eyebrows were kinda shaped weird, but I could never figure out why. It wasn't until he pointed out the big ridge across my brow bone that I really noticed. It makes my eyebrows really enhanced and angry looking. It's so obvious to me now, I couldn't believe I never noticed it. But honestly, I wish he never pointed it out because it's not something you can fix, and I'm just stuck viewing myself as a caveman now. It sucks how the bad stuff always stick with you much longer than the good. Update. I didn't realize how many people would relate. Some of these comments were hilarious and brightened my day, thank you. That I have a terrible attention span and my mind is thinking of a million things in the background when I'm having a conversation, and I'll end up randomly and abruptly changing said conversation to something completely different. Yep, my mind works like a game of connect the hyperlinks of Wikipedia. How I can get really passionate about something and dedicate 100% of my time to it, and then suddenly just say nope and never return to that idea. Like, I can't just keep things going on a slow and easy pace. It has to be everything or nothing at all. And once I'm done, then I'm done. Never looking back. Pretty annoying. My best friend, D. I didn't know I was experiencing hypomania till a friend confronted me. I have bipolar too, and while I'm always very aware depression when it's happening, it's hard to recognize when I'm on an upswing. Once it was pointed out though, I was all, yeah, I guess I have been sleeping 2 hours per night all week, drained my savings on a new hobby, and I'm making plans to move across the country. I'm getting better at recognizing symptoms now, and meds help a lot. That I tend to interject things a lot while others are talking. The reality is, it's just me pinpointing all the details I remember about the story, but I didn't realize it was irritating until recently. Now I try to stay as silent as possible, and I haven't seen my friends in a while because of it. Try explaining that to your friends. Maybe they'll understand. I eat bread with 2 hands, like a caveman tearing at a carcass. I fidget constantly, usually wiggling my toes apparently. I'm a classic leg shaker, pen tapper / clicker, table drummer. I can't help it. I don't know I'm doing it, is totally subconscious. Didn't realize this till I got told by my parents when I was a kid. When I concentrate really hard, mostly when playing video games, I subconsciously have my tongue out to the left. Me too. My senior yearbook has a picture of me playing volleyball. I'm jumping up to spike a ball and my tongue is hanging out to the left. Had no idea I did that. My son does it too. I repeat things people say that I think are funny immediately after they say them. I think it's just me processing humorous things. I was told in college that it's really annoying. I realized I typically say it quietly as I laugh. Now I catch myself. Interesting thing, my husband does the exact same thing. I think it's endearing. Few months ago my so pointed out I don't actually do things for fun. I do stuff I enjoy to pass the time. But passing the time is always the goal, not the enjoyment. So that's probably gonna make a therapist richer someday. That when walking alongside someone, I feel the need to have my arm slightly touching their arm. I don't know why I do this, but I can't seem to stop. So I'm Zimbabwean living in Britain. Everyone always points out that I eat bananas from the wrong end, but everyone I knew always ate them like that. I never noticed it was odd. Peeling the banana from the bottom is actually a good thing. It eliminates the string when you peel it. I walk like a penguin. I have partial face blindness. I cannot put a name to a face with celebrities or people I see semi-regularly. Even with people I see just about daily, I straight up just don't notice if they make some kind of change. Haircut, new glasses, whatever. I didn't really notice until someone started kind of teasing me for it. So far it hasn't been too much of an issue except for not complimenting a haircut or something. I am never satisfied with accomplishing anything. For me, something even as simple as finishing a puzzle doesn't sate me. My mentality is more like what's next. I always gotta stay busy. Take up weed pulling for a hobby. You will never finish. I never noticed that until my therapist of 4 years pointed to me softly that I'm quite narcissistic. After thinking about it, I realized that yeah, I am narcissistic AF in some aspects of my personality. After telling some of my close friends, they weren't impressed at all, they just said well done. What sort of things did you do say to make your therapist say that? I only ask because I wonder if I'm quite narcissistic sometimes. My so pointed out to me that if we're watching a movie in which someone holds their breath to go underwater or whatever, I hold mine too in real life. The other day we were watching Our Planet and some penguins went underwater and my done so says, "Are you holding your breath with these penguins?" Semicolon, I hadn't noticed, but I was. The thing is, after it's been pointed out I keep doing it, but all my breathing feels like it's on manual mode. I'm a terrible singer. I thought I was going to be a star cause I could remember the words to like every song, and to my ears I sound like a cross between Johnny Cash, Elvis and Dr. Dre. Then someone told me how much I suck and played a recording for me cause I suck that bad. Damn, comma. That would be a hard truth to give. Wasn't pointed out, but I recently discovered I don't say oil properly. I need to refill the oil. Wow, edit, or sweet. I got an award of some kind. Belter, edit number 2. I'm not from the south. I'm Scottish. That I think I'm better than everyone. Apparently crippling anxiety mixed with vanity gives that impression. 10 years ago, someone noted that I often complete sentences for others. I realized how rude and pretentious that must sound. So I quit. I meant it to be a "hey, I totally understand what you mean," but it actually came off as I don't care enough to actually listen. So I'll just assume your thoughts, feelings. There was a linguistic article posted somewhere on Reddit a few days ago mentioning different regional parts of the US finishing other sentences, which brought all my cringe memories flooding back. I'm weird, like everyone telling me it, and I still not realizing what exactly making me or my ideas weird. I had to deal with this for years. Everyone just constantly seemed to think that everything I thought or said was somehow perpendicular to their worldview, and I never could reckon up with it. Then, when I was about 20, my mom told me I'd been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, which has since been worked into the general autism scale, at like age 5. Thanks, Mom. That would have been fantastic to know hundreds of times over the years. But you felt it an important cause. You don't really believe in autism. You might just see the world at a different angle than everyone else. It could be something like autism. Or honestly, it could just be the people around you living a different life than you. Any way you dice it, weird isn't a byword for bad, just different. And differences make the herd stronger, so keep doing you. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content. It's free and that's a great price.